The Couple Next Door, written by Peg Lynch and starring Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce.
Yeah?
I'm gonna wash clothes tomorrow. Where are all your shirts?
I don't know. They must be up there.
Well, I'd like to know where.
In the closet, I suppose.
Why don't you throw things in the laundry hamper when they're dirty?
I don't know.
You don't know where they are?
No, I don't know why I don't throw things in the laundry hamper when they're dirty.
Oh, honestly. Sounds like somebody at the front door, dear. Now, where in the world did he put his shirts? Oh, you're right. They're in the closet. Honestly, dear, I love the way you don't hang anything else up, but here are all your dirty shirts hanging meticulously on hangers.
Oh, gee, thanks a lot.
Honestly. Who is it, dear?
Fred Kendall.
Oh, hi, Fred.
Never mind. He didn't come in.
Oh. What did he want? Guess I have all the laundry together.
Well, come on down. He brought over a package.
Why would Fred bring us a present?
It's not a present. The express man took it over there when you weren't home today. Eleanor signed for it.
Oh, what is it? Who's it for? Oh, it's enormous.
Yeah, it's addressed to us, but I can't make out the return address. Can you? Look, it's written in ink. Must have gotten rained on today. It's all blurred.
Well, probably a card inside. Oh, what fun. I love to get presents when it isn't Christmas or anything. Open it up while I take these clothes to the basement.
Hey, I can't imagine what the heck this is. Look, it's so big. Honey, my golly, come here, will you? Come here.
Did you get it unwrapped?
Yeah, come here.
What is it?
Oh, boy, somebody's playing a joke on us. That's all I can say. Look at that thing.
A portrait, for heaven's sakes. Who is he?
You got me. My gosh, what a monstrosity. Isn't that awful?
Wait a minute. I bet that's my great-great-grandfather.
No kidding. Really?
Well,
He was certainly sour on life. Look at that face.
It's a painting.
Yes, dear, I know it's a painting.
Well, Mother must have sent it to you. I remember now. She said she had the picture. She said your great-great-grandfather's in the attic, and I'm going to send him to you.
Yeah, well, we'll put him right up in our attic, thank
Put
you.
that picture down. Now, put it down, Whitey. It's worth something. It's valuable.
Oh, darling, now, come on.
It is an heirloom.
It's a monstrosity.
You're speaking of my great-great-grandfather.
Well, dear, what plans do you have for your great-great-grandfather?
I don't know, but I'm certainly not going to put him up in the attic.
Well, you're not going to hang this thing up.
Well, gee, it is big. It must be 3 feet by 2, wouldn't you say?
Darling, I could say a lot more. Well, look, this isn't even a good painting. It's amateurish. I may not know much about art, but even I can see that this isn't worth a plug nickel, for heaven's sakes. Look at that face.
Think I look like him?
Well, if you did, I wouldn't have married you.
You are being very impolite about my ancestors. You've got some funny-looking people in your family, too, you know.
Who?
Well, you, for example.
Oh, all right. Or is that so?
How about hanging him in the dining room?
You want to spoil my appetite?
Oh, honey.
No, honey,
you're
you
not
can't be
nice.
serious, honey. You don't really want to hang this thing up.
Well, I must confess there really isn't any place in this house, but I think we should keep it in mind when we build our new one. You know, that's one reason why I'd like the place colonial type, dear, rather than a modern style. It's so much more interesting to look for early American things. Why, we could plan everything around this picture. It would be one real antique that we had, you know.
Plan everything around this picture?
Well, it must have been painted around 1775 or something.
How could it be your great-great-grandfather?
Well, I don't know how many greats it is, dear.
Now, look here, and just because something's old doesn't necessarily make it attractive. And honestly now, honey, if you weren't related to this guy, would you really like this portrait?
Well,
now, would you
well,
really...
no, I guess not, but that isn't the point. After all, I should be proud of him. He was Samuel Huntington's best friend.
Who was Samuel Huntington?
Who was Samuel Huntington? You mean you don't know who Samuel Huntington was?
Well, I've heard of him, I guess. No, I don't know who Samuel Huntington was. Who was he?
Why, he was one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, for Pete's sakes. The way you said it, I thought he was a president or something.
Oh, president.
Well, at
dear,
least I thought
really.
somebody terribly important.
You don't think it was important to have signed the Declaration of Independence?
Well, yes, of course. I just meant, I mean, well, I certainly don't know everybody who signed it.
Why, didn't you have that in school?
Well, yes, but I don't remember them. Neither do you. Just because you remember one man.
John Hancock, Button Gwinnett, Lyman Hall, George Walton, William Hooper, Joseph Hughes, John Penn, Edward Rutledge, Arthur Middleton, Thomas Hayward Jr., Thomas Lynch Jr., Samuel Chase, Charles Carroll of Carroll Street.
All right, whoa, my
Benjamin
golly.
Well, what are you laughing at? They're right. I know them
No,
all.
that's not what I'm laughing at. I just learned something new about you I never knew before. All these years we've been married, and I never knew you could rattle off the signers of the Declaration of Independence.
Well, we learned them. I never forgot them. Isn't there something you memorized diligently in school that you never forgot, and something that you never need to know now, too?
Yes, Kings of England, starting with William the Conqueror. Listen, William the First, William the Second, Henry the First, Stephen Henry the Second, Richard the First, Henry the Third, Edward the First, Edward the Second, Edward the Third, Richard Second, Henry Fourth, Henry Fifth, Edward Fourth, Edward Fifth, Richard the Third.
All right. Very good. Very good,
I did something
really
too.
Was. Yeah, even so, I hate not doing something with this painting. After all, he's sort of historic.
Look, darling, this fellow only knew somebody who signed the Declaration of Independence. He wasn't one of the signers.
Yes, I suppose, but it's kind of nice to have it hanging up, and when people say, "Oh, who is that?" you can say, "Oh, an ancestor of mine back in Revolutionary days."
Now, come on. Let's not be a little snobbish, huh?
I don't think that's snobbish.
Well, I do, and you know how silly we think people are who put their coats of arms on their stationery and their matches and all that. You know, the way Carol does.
All right, put him in the attic. Oh, you get it, will you, dear? I'll pick up all these wrappings.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Fred.
Hello, Fred. Come on in.
Hi. Say.
Come on in.
No,
It's cold.
sorry.
Look,
when I brought that package over, I forgot. Holy smoke, who is that?
That is my wife's great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather or something. That's what was in the package. That's who was in the package. Great old boy, huh?
Golly, doesn't look as though he had much fun out of life, does he?
And I want you to know that he knew somebody who signed the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, no kidding.
You think he ever met George Washington, dear?
Well, maybe George Washington even slept in his house.
Oh, you're both just terribly funny. Just jealous, that's all. Terribly jealous.
Jealous? Listen, I'm 100th part Indian, which means that my folks were here even longer before yours were.
Oh, is that so?
Look, here's a registered letter that came for you, too. Forgot to bring it over. Ellen assigned for this, too.
Oh, really? Gee, I was only gone about an hour today. Thanks a lot,
Oh, it's
Fred.
okay. Look, I gotta get back. Ellen wants to go to a movie.
Well, thanks,
Right.
Fred. Gee, I'm sorry to bother you. If you'd called, I'd have come over.
Oh, no trouble at all. Glad to do it. Night.
Good night, Fred. Dear.
Oh, good night, Fred.
Well, I'll get this thing up to the attic before Betsy sees it in the morning and it frightens her.
Oh, now, wait a minute. He isn't my ancestor at all. He's yours.
What?
This letter's from your Aunt Effie. Says she sent the picture. That's pretty funny, dear.
Hey, wait. Let me have that. Give me.
Well, I'm very glad. Frankly, I was a little worried. I thought, oh, dear, my family will be so upset if I don't hang the picture up. Well, now I don't have to worry about that.
Oh, for the love of Mike.
What?
Well, did you read this?
Well, no, you grabbed it out of my hand.
This guy came over on the Mayflower.
Oh, well, that's probably why he looks like that. Probably seasick when it was painted.
All right. Now.
Well, why are you so excited now?
The Mayflower? My gosh. God, isn't that wonderful?
You didn't seem to think it was so wonderful, dear, when it was...
Well, now, look here. Wait a minute. The Mayflower was 1620, wasn't it? Well, that's 150 years before the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, you mean the painting is important now, huh?
Well, I certainly think it has more historic value. Well, I'll be doggone. Mayflower.
Well, it seems funny. This is the first you've heard of it, dear.
It's not the first I've heard of it. I mean, the family's always talked about the famous Mayflower letter that we have, and Aunt Effie says she's enclosing it here. So, you know, she is pretty cute. You know how anxious she is that we build our new house in colonial style.
Well, I am, too. You're the one who's been holding out for something more modern.
She said she talked it over with my great-aunt Bertha, who had the picture and the famous letter, and they all decided that we could have it.
Well, that means we have to hang it up.
Yeah, certainly.
Why, I love your complete change of attitude now that it's your family. That doesn't make the picture any more attractive, dear, you know.
It explains it. I mean, painted in 1620, the artist probably never went to art school, this painting is no doubt an authentic primitive.
Where's the famous letter she's enclosed?
Oh, it's a letter booking passage on the Mayflower. Look, she's got that in a separate envelope. Here, you can open it. In the meantime, I'll look for a picture hook that's strong enough to hold this.
You going to hang the picture up now?
Oh, yes.
You talk about me being just a little bit snobbish.
Look, I don't
love
care
that.
about that part of it at all.
Oh,
I'm looking
no.
at this from a purely artistic standpoint.
I see.
Honey, this is a museum piece. Hey, I got an idea. You know what we can do? In our new house, honey, we can have a glass-top coffee table, and underneath, so you can read through the glass, we can have the famous Mayflower letter, huh? Well, what do you think?
Well, dear, if you're willing to build our house colonial style, I'll agree to most anything. Go on, find a picture hook. I want to read this famous letter.
Yeah, I guess that'll do it. Now, can you hand me up the painting? Careful now, it's awful heavy, honey. Just lift it up. I'll get it when you're...
There,
All
you
right.
got it? You
Yeah,
got
I got it.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, it's crooked. More to the right.
Yeah.
Too much. More to the left. No. Just a little bit too much that way, dear.
Which way?
That way.
Yeah.
There. No, the other way, dear.
Oh,
there.
well, you
That's
said-
fine. That's fine.
Yeah? How's it look?
Fine, uh-huh.
Well, I must admit, it's not much to look at. But it is authentic. Can you imagine that, honey? That guy coming over on the Mayflower?
Dear,
Huh?
I don't think you finished reading all of Aunt Effie's letter.
Huh? You know, that picture's not straight yet. I'll fix
I
it.
hate to disillusion you, but he didn't come over on the Mayflower. He didn't.
What are you talking about? Says so right there.
She says this is the ancestor who wanted to bring his family over on the Mayflower.
Yeah, that's right.
You didn't read the next page. He didn't bring them on the Mayflower.
What are you talking about? His name was Jonathan Fuller. He's always been referred to in the family as the Mayflower Man.
What else did they say about him?
Well, I don't know. I don't remember. I never paid much attention to that stuff. I don't think it's important who your ancestors were, but, well, I've certainly heard them talking at family reunions and stuff
Now, you
about...
probably didn't listen carefully, dear. You never do.
He booked passage on the Mayflower.
That's right, and here's the letter. It's addressed to the captain of the Mayflower, apparently. Be pleased to consider the petition of this humble servant for passage on the sailing vessel Mayflower for wife Sarah, 2 children, and self, necessary charges to be willingly satisfied in full. Signed, your obedient and humble
Well, all right, there it
servant,
is right there.
Jonathan.
What more do you want?
Well, he didn't come on the Mayflower. Your Aunt Effie says so right here, dear. You didn't read it. She says they don't know if he ever came to America. Your grandfather brought the picture and the letter when he came over from England to see the Chicago World's Fair in 1893.
1893?
What your Aunt Effie says. Here, read it.
Well,
there.
well, at any rate, the picture was certainly painted a long time ago.
Yes, dear, but he did not come over on the Mayflower. Fact is, I can't see why your family even had the letter if he mailed it to the captain of the Mayflower.
Yeah, well, it's certainly darn funny.
Oh, of course. I'll bet it runs in the family.
Huh? What?
Not mailing letters. Don't you see what happened? They decided to go to America. They wrote the letter, and then his wife, Sarah, said, now, don't forget to mail it. And he just put the letter in his pocket and forgot about it.
Oh, nonsense. Now, don't be so
That's-
silly. How could you
that's
forget
what
anything as
happened.
important as that?
You forgot to mail the letter making our boat reservations that time we were going to Honolulu. And as a result, we never went.
All right,
never
all right.
went.
Now, don't bring that up again.
I'll bet that's what happened to your ancestors, dear. I bet his wife, Sarah, was so mad at him, she just kept the letter afterwards, just to remind him. That's why your family still has it.
All right.
Honey, that is what I call really missing the boat.
Okay, very funny, very
I
funny.
think so, dear.
What is it that makes you laugh? Well, it's more than just the things a man says. Take Robert Q. Lewis, for instance. It's that dry, quizzical way he says what he says that makes you enjoy his words and brings laughter. Then there are Amos and Andy. They've been mangling the English language for years. Yet each evening, there's new, unexpected mayhem that comes as a delightful surprise. Then Rusty Draper. Listening to him talk or sing is like joining in on a fine front porch get-together. Monday through Friday, Robert Q., Amos and Andy, and Rusty Draper, all set to entertain you. The Couple Next Door is written by Peg Lynch and stars Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce with Charles Mandick as Fred, and is produced by Walter Hart. This is Peter Thomas inviting you to listen in again tomorrow to The Couple Next Door.